The only people who pull it off well, Tucker Carlson and Rick Santorum. Here's a story, just out of the gate, because why not? Some female cops turned out to be the heroes that the Jews... Is it not the hero we need, the one we deserve?
Deserve.
The one the Jews deserve, as the Israeli police needed to break up a protest of ultra-Orthodox men who can also not be touched by women. So it's funny.
New Jersey. I played this game in elementary school.
That's hilarious.
It seemed, now at first glance it seems silly, but the silver lining is of course, ultra-Orthodox Jewish men turn the situation into Israel's new top-selling board game.
They can see stars at David. Play Wackajew today.
Now, out of context, that would seem rough.
Yeah, that would turn into like a black spot.
But it's okay because it was a lady whacking a Jew.
There's going to be so many laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
So many laughs.
we won't have this much of a windfall since the slip and slide.
Oh my gosh. If you're going to protest, by the way, like, it's hilarious because they can't be touched. They can't even be hit by a That's the only reason they were running.
Well, if they can't be touched, I would assume they can't be hit by a lady.
Well, I mean, it's a baton. It's not them physically touching them. It's like you can't even be struck by a baton that is being held by a woman.
No, but I don't want to be hit by a woman with a baton either.
Nobody does.
It depends on the circumstance.
For religious reasons, this one's hilarious.
I don't imagine it'll hurt my body, but my emotions.
Yeah, or sometimes it'll make you feel godlike.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, because then she's in charge, but then you're like, but really secretly, I'm allowing her to be in charge, so...
I'm in charge.
Yeah, it's 50 Shades of Goyim. Now... Oh, I forgot to say, AmericanFinancing.net/Crowder or call 1-800-974-6500, NMLS 182334. They actually have saved a lot of people money, so like if you're looking at refinancing your home or getting a home, I recommend it.
1-823.
Valentine's Day. This is right down center plate for Andrew Wilson.
I can't believe that ad placement. It was just... It's so good.
We just
right after playing Wackajew, you go, look. By the way, on financing.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Shekels.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's exactly right. I didn't even think of that. I'm sure there are a few Jews there. I mean, I don't know any. They're not the ones who deal with us because they know better give us a wide berth. We don't want.
They let us do American History X. I think we're all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And they did American Psycho. So Valentine's Day, we hope that you had a great Valentine's Day, and by that I mean to the men out there, you get no pros. You don't get any good list. It's just demerits. Valentine's Day is nothing but traps. But beyond that, some TikTokers, I'm sure you can guess who, had to take this chance to give their unhinged takes on the holiday. So here first is a business influencer who. Well, first, here's what I want. This is the Asian version of sort of feminists, like women checking out of the dating pool. But I appreciate the honesty. It's a different approach.
This year's Valentine's Day is the best one of my life because finally there's no wedding time. You know, my mom asked me yesterday if I was planning to be single forever. And honestly, I've never planned that. It's just that I don't even want to step out of my house to meet someone. So forget about dating. I don't even remember what being in a relationship feels like anymore. But what I realized is I haven't cried or felt sad in a long time. I get why people get married because love is a great feeling, right? But I've heard heroin feels amazing too. Probably better than love, to be honest.
But then you'll have sensory of shame.
You guys can call me damage this all you want because I've never cared about what men over 25 think. So your opinions are irrelevant anyway.
But then I really put you in and say, maybe it's just I'm too lazy to do because I know there are expectations. So she's like, I'm just not willing to do it. So I'm not going to engage in it. But whereas women here will be like, I'm lazy, but I feel entitled to everything. So she's at least eyes wide open.
Do you think her last boyfriend committed seppuku?
Probably.
For sure.
I don't even know that that's a real Asian accent. It just sounds like a speech impediment, to be honest.
I think he died of an opium overdose.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard the heroin tastes good too, but that's how you lose Hong Kong.
That's right. That's what happened. My mom rubbed heroin and rubbed so much that she had Dan.
With a low voice and large hands, we might have been playing Spot the Tranny.
We could have been.
It's
with Asians, it's not fair. It's really hard to tell.
That's true.
Oh, what? Gerald's like YouTube dump?
We already did. I watched for it.
Nice.
All right, here's the next one.
Because of noodles, come on!
Andrew, this is right. This is a self-described real lover describing why Valentine's Day doesn't real love, which honestly, like, okay, that premise we could be on board with, and then they screw it up.
As a real lover, I don't really like Valentine's Day. The problem I have with the stereotypical Valentine's narrative is it promotes romantic love as the highest form
So you
of
replace
love.
like biblical love.
Being in
Okay.
love romantically is pretty epic, but sometimes we forget about the other forms of love that can fulfill you in ways that a romantic love never could. And not that romantic love isn't important and deeply fulfilling, but rather it can be more fulfilling when we also seek other forms of love. Valentine's Day can also promote unhealthy navigation in relationships, especially for straight women. A lot of women who look forward to Valentine's
Doesn't she have a
Day
grandma in the woods to go see?
often are in relationships that make them crave this type of special day. Valentine's Day can be quite challenging for some because they feel left out. And this is the problem that I have with this stereotypical Valentine's Day narrative. It promotes romantic love as the highest form of love. Not to mention that Valentine's Day is literally a capitalistic scheme.
Oh God.
I agree with the last part.
I agree with the last part. By the way, she was immediately mauled by the big bad wolf after that. I thought, like, here's the thing. You would think she's like, oh, you know, just romantic love. Like, oh, so you want to go to the biblical definition of love? Like, you know, loyalty, obviously, it being an action beyond just a feeling. And instead, she's like, there are other kinds of love, like your mom, your cats.
Your gay lover?
Yeah, that could be that.
That
too.
could be that too. Yeah, so this is you always see this with these TikTokers. They're so annoying.
Yeah.
Which is why I like to go on and just obliterate them every chance that I get. But immediately she ties it into capitalism. They're all communists. Everybody on TikTok's a communist, always. And what is she bitching about? And she's like, well, I don't really believe in real love because and they always pussyfoot around it, right?
Right.
Always pussy. What it is they're just saying, I like to be a skank. I like to fuck a lot of dudes. I don't want to be judged for it. And by the way, in my communist utopia, you can do that as a skank like me.
Yeah,
That's what
that's true.
every
Yeah.
time.
It's a feel-good Valentine's Day message to them until they end up, you know, alone. And, you know, you made your bed.
That's never going to happen, though.
No.
That's never. It doesn't. They're going to be the one who avoids the wall.
Yes, yes. The first one, Father Time's undefeated, except for you. And the next one here is, oh, this one's fun. This is a non-binary woman who sounds confused, and I was just, at first I couldn't get over it. I mean, you can hear it straight from the Tootsie Pop owl's mouth. Here she is telling you about how something non-binary love, I don't know, it's for fun.
It's Valentine's Day. I made the plans, but my boyfriend's paying for them. But I'm non-binary, so it's not in like Norm's patriarchal kind of way. It's in like he has a job with health insurance kind of way. I have a very loose definition of a job right now. And yeah, I said boyfriend. A lot of people online are surprised that I am also into guys despite having never claimed to be only into women. I like looking androgynous, so I don't understand why me presenting this way makes me a lesbian and it doesn't just make the guys I date a little bit gay.
So I don't know, is she saying the guys who date her are a little bit gay? Because I agree with that, or she's saying it facetiously?
I think she's saying that she shouldn't be hit with the lesbian part if they don't get hit with the gay part.
Yeah, well then don't hit yourself with a lesbian stick before you leave the house every day.
It's just by itself. It's selfish. It's
just
the worst of all of the LGBT other than the T.
What's really funny is that, I mean, she just looks right at the camera and she's just like, no, well, I'm non-binary, and I don't really know about the
Yeah, I think
gender norms.
they're just gay. I guess.
Yeah, they're just I don't know what again, TikTokers, all weirdos, all lunatics, all psychopaths, all communists, all there's no gender, man, there's no. And by the way, what does she say? She's like, I don't know why people assume that I don't like the dick, because I do. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
No, we don't assume that. It's just most guys aren't interested.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's like they're not
Oh,
worried about what you want.
No, man. There's a for everybody.
That's
well, that's
There
romantic,
is
Andrew.
There's at least 50 Sims right this second
Yeah.
who are going to her TikTok from your audience. I promise. It'll be from your audience. Be 50 of these Sims are like, I gotta meet this cross-eyed babe. I mean, oh my God, she's like an angel.
She's the most androgynous.
She looks like if Anne Murray never had a dad.
She really does it for me.
Well, here's the next one actually that gets even worse. This individual let us know about Valentine's. We hadn't even thought of them, but here you go.
Valentine's Day is low-key the worst day of the year, regardless of your relationship status. Everybody's tripping the entire day. If you're single, then you are mega depressed. That's not even as bad as being in a relationship on Valentine's Day. You have so much pressure to perform any other day of the year. You're expected to have intercourse. So if you're in a same-sex marriage, then the intercourse that you are forcing yourself to have is going to feel more like going through the motions. It's going to feel more high intensity in the way that perhaps
feel like an orgasm.
Is going to feel. The only thing worse than being in a monogamous
Let me guess, you're not okay.
Valentine's is being in multiple polyamorous relationships. You're dating
Call your
4
father.
people. So who do you hang out
My
with?
chemical
You gotta
imbalance.
decide who your main partner is, so to speak. If there's a hierarchy to your polyamory, it's certainly going to show itself on Valentine's Day. If you're poly right now, then your blood pressure is higher than someone going into cardiac arrest. Now, you might be thinking,
That's in the
"Kira,
future, too."
you sound very single, and you sound like a hater. And that certainly is true, but I get to be a nihilist about Valentine's Day. My schmolly bands goes crazy on this day. I see
Of
all
course.
of you guys. Sorry, everyone, but Valentine's Day is a psyop.
Hey,
Did
first
you
of all,
guys say he has an OnlyFans?
I was gonna say, what is
No.
schmolly bands?
No, I think he was talking about his penis.
No, I was saying
Schmolly
they're
bands,
using
is that a term?
codes. They're using code because you can't say OnlyFans.
So what he was saying was his OnlyFans?
It's OnlyFans.
Oh,
Pay for that?
oh.
So basically, you just promoted that gay dude's OnlyFans.
I thought schmolly bands was like, when like you flip it back and tuck it.
I thought it was
I
a
thought it was like a term to fake
He
somebody
might
else.
do that on his schmolly fans.
Oh, my
but,
gosh.
just saying.
I
That's
thought Schmolly Bands was a Jewish rapper.
yeah. That's why that would seem like it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Getting hit by a lady cop with a baton. I got hit in the face 5 times by a woman, huh?
I just love it when gay dudes are telling you, giving you advice about things like this.
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you, no, listen, your sex with your non-polyamorous wife is gonna feel a little bit different, and it's like, just shut up.
Yeah,
What
well,
the hell is wrong with you, you freak? Ronald McDonald's give us sex advice?
I know, it's just like, I think, well, yeah, it's going to be, there's more pressure because there's one person. I guess if that's like, you're the most decadent, degenerate society, you just have to go out and say yes. Valentine's Day is just another day for you. You just go like, do you want it? Yeah. That's it. There's no courting. There's no wooing. There's no dance of
Well, for $9.99
at the schmolly
I
band.
hope
Whatever
it's
you
not
want
that
from the
expensive.
schmolly fans.
God, a smorgasbord of gross dick.
All right.
What?
What?
Whoa.
Whoa. What? I missed it because I have the next one. I'm like,
I just heard smorgasbord of dick, and I was like, whoa, who said
Oh yeah,
that?
schmolly bands on the mind.
Schmolly Bands.
Here's a woman who had a more measured, emotionally mature approach to Valentine's Day. Like they even have to sexualize loneliness.
She looks like the doll from Rugrats.
Yes, she does.
But how was she the least annoying?
I know.
I know.
She was the least annoying. This chick sucking on her middle finger, it's
I
like,
know.
you're the least annoying out of all of these
Like it was brief, so we loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That's
that's the
fine.
point. Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, I don't think targeted also. Like it was to someone.
Here's the thing, like you turned Christians into the people who defended Hooters. And now you're turning a room full of men into the people who will defend Valentine's Day. That's how awful you are. It's a miracle. Now I'm pro Valentine's Day just to irritate you. Please comment below. What's your best Valentine's Day experience? What's your worst? Because it's definitely not as bad as these people. Just let them know. We're now pro Valentine's Day. Oh, I hate myself more and more.
People used to just sit around and cry about not having a Valentine's. Now they go on TikTok.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And then they all just comfort each other. Like, it's okay. It's not you who needs to change. It's the world. It's like, no, you need to change. You know what I blame? I blame Rent. I blame the play Rent. They all had AIDS because they were all sleeping with each other and they were all doing drugs with dirty needles and they would bury, another trans with AIDS and they'll be like, oh my God, this is such a beautiful soul. You don't need to change. The world needs to change. Like, you guys all have AIDS. Do you have any idea how statistically impossible that would be?
But I don't understand anyway. You weren't pro Valentine's Day before?
I just, it's like, I'm fine, but I wasn't all in on it.
Oh,
There's
man,
a bunch
it's
of traps.
But it's the best day of the year. Think about it. It's the one day of the year where almost every woman is totally depressed. And you can just walk around knowing that. You're just like, yes.
That's a good point.
Excellent. All of you. Every one of you is just having one of the worst days of your life, you fucking bitches. It's perfect. Perfect.
Certainly on TikTok. I have no problem with it. Speaking of bitches,
It's like the ultimate revenge for men. And just like, we look at it the wrong way.
yeah.
Yeah.
For every man who never got a Valentine's card in high school.
You should be walking around with the biggest smile on your face. You should just be like, this day, today, there are so many more women crying than any other day of the year.
It's true.
And yet, we don't even think about it in the right context. No logic.
Yeah. I don't even follow the rules. I just go, you're not wearing red, and I pinch them like, that's St. Patrick's. I'm like, shut up, you like it.
Every Valentine's Day, Andrew Wilson goes to Lane Bryant and just points and laughs.
Oh no, it's that weird guy who's outside of Talbot's again.
He sits out.
There's just an extra pep in the step. I don't know why. I'm just like, there's so much suffering today.
He walks into Cold Stone and puts extra money in the tip jar, so they have to sing to these depressed women getting their slab of candy, ice cream.
Now do ABBA.
It should be called
Like a woman.
It should be called the National Misogynist Holiday. I mean, it's just perfect. It's perfect.
You know what? I never thought of it that way, and now I will carry the spirit of Valentine's in my heart all year long.
Exactly.
Because wherever you find loneliness, it can be Valentine's Day. So speaking of, let's go to Munich. This was happening this weekend, but I think what's most important here, the takeaway is it really shows a stark contrast in visions for the future of the West, or as AOC would refer to it, a failed civilization. So Marco Rubio, he made it pretty clear that we have made some missteps, that we thought a lot of human nature's problems had been solved, and that we need to be really clear in charting our course forward, and that the United States can do it without Europe, but we'd like to do it with them. AOC was unable to answer questions and complained about international classism. Then you also have, of course, the Eurotrash rambling. So first, let's go to Rubio. It's really a speech that's worth watching in its entirety.
Yeah, it is.
But he started by sort of just addressing and criticizing the thinking that has dominated a lot of the Western world, which has led to our societal suicide since the end of the Cold War.
That infamous wall that had cleaved this nation into two came down, and with it an evil empire. And the East and West became one again. But the euphoria of this triumph led us to a dangerous delusion that we had entered, quote, the end of history, that every nation would now be a liberal democracy. The ties formed by trade and by commerce alone would now replace nationhood, that the rules-based global order, an overused term, would now replace the national interest, and that we would now live in a world without borders where everyone became a citizen of the world. This was a foolish idea that ignored both human nature, and it ignored the lessons of over 5,000 years of recorded human history.
Mm-hmm.
And it has cost us dearly.
And you know what? That's so important, because you guys comment, if you were raised in public schools, how many of you had the "We Are the World" poster with all the kids holding hands and all the flags? And I remember as a kid just looking and going, but wait a second, didn't that one flag, like, isn't that a communist country? No, wait, didn't that one flag, like, aren't they currently engaged in a genocide? We thought this was really, we were raised in the era of we are all one, we are all humanity. And it sounds nice to a child until you realize that cannot work. And even, I would say, there was a sort of a real libertarian phase where we thought, well, free trade is going to bring the rest of the world into it can't. First off, we know that there is no such thing as free trade when you look at these other nations. And we also realize that some of these nations simply don't want prosperity for their own people. It hasn't worked. And that's where we find ourselves right now. Positions of power have been willing to address that. That's what we were raised with.
Or admit its failure. I mean, right? So you have the Fukuyama basically kind of championed this. I think it was the early 90s where he wrote his book that kind of famously championed that. But at the same time, Huntington wrote a book that was actually correct called Clash of Civilizations, and basically saying, like, hey, no, that's not going to happen. You're ignoring human history, like Marco Rubio said. You're also ignoring just the reality of how we deal with one another, with countries that don't have the same goals and don't have the same aspirations. And for some reason, we don't look back at China and go, yeah, that didn't work at all, because the China strategy was basically like, if we just start doing business with them, they will become a democracy. They will come into the new world and they'll be like us. Well, they came into the new world all right, but they took advantage of us.
Right.
And now they have us in a really bad position. But can you just not look back and go, yeah, that's totally reasonable. We shouldn't have done that. We should not do that going forward.
Or what about the fact that Stephen just said in elementary school he was thinking about genocides?
He was.
Nobody.
That's weird.
We're just going to let this happen.
I absolutely was.
Just stay there.
I was.
You were thinking about genocides in elementary school.
We just learned, like,
I was saying tap my court, no erases on the tetherball court, and you're in there and you're like, oh my God, they're killing 50,000 a day.
Well, I didn't care about the genocide. I just didn't want to be friends with the nation that committed genocide. I was saying, how can we all be the world if there are bad countries where they kill their own people? That's how I found out I was right wing. My communist drama teacher said we need to give land back to Native Americans. I just come from history class. I said, well, the Algonquins or the Iroquois, those are the main ones to give back. She goes, oh, that's so right wing. I said, I guess I'm not. They were scalping the women and children. Also, you want to know how you know that this can't work? When they actually recorded that "We Are the World," also, they couldn't even get all the celebrities in one room because many of them hated each other. So they'd have to come in and tell, Springsteen can't be with so-and-so and so. Like, you think you're going to get countries to do that? No. And then Rubio went on to discuss and really kind of, not just discuss, but this is sort of a, and actually this came from an Orthodox book that I read, to evangelize, what that means. It doesn't just mean, hey, good news, Jesus is great. It's laying down the terms. Here are your benefits, right? Here's what you get out of this, but these are the expectations. Rubio evangelized to Europe on their ties to America and how we want them to be a part of it, but what that actually looks like and the prerequisites.
In a pursuit of a world without borders, we opened our doors to an unprecedented wave of mass migration that threatens the cohesion of our societies, the continuity of our culture, and the future of our people. We made these mistakes together. Under President Trump, the United States of America will once again take on the task of renewal and restoration, driven by a vision of a future as proud, as sovereign, and as vital as our civilization's past. And while we are prepared, if necessary, to do this alone, it is our preference and it is our hope to do this together with you, our friends here in Europe. Because the two great wars of the last century served for us as history's constant reminder that ultimately our destiny is and will always be intertwined with yours. Because we know
he's running in 28.
Because we know that the fate of Europe will never be irrelevant to our own.
The reason that I think that was so well done is because he gave the reason and the non-negotiable and sort of the red line. He set it up with, opened up to wave after wave of mass migration, which has been detrimental. He's saying, we're not going to do that. We are going to move forward in a way that benefits our people, and we would love for Europe to do that as well. We'd rather do it with you, but we will do it without you if that is your expectation. That is a way to lay out terms, to offer, right, extend an olive branch, but you guys have to do it on our terms because you can't keep telling America what we do for Americans.
Yeah, and he did it at the right time too. Like, public perception of how this is going is not going well in Europe. They did it first. They started opening up the borders first to let mass migration happen. Didn't do anything about it, and you see it just running rampage all over Europe, and the citizens are like, what the hell are you doing? And at this point, for him to say that, to pick that one issue to bring up and then to tie it back to us, I think this was like, hey, listen, we will do this alone, but we don't need to do this alone. We want to do this with you.
Right.
Even though we're telling you that this is hurtful and difficult, we need to do this together.
It's making it really clear. Nationalism doesn't mean isolation. Nationalism means having a really clear team jersey and knowing which other teams are actually your allies. That's what nationalism means. In other words, you can ally yourself with other nations who share your values and your interests. But if you don't have strong nationalism, you can never actually know who your allies are. And that's why he made it very clear that nationalism, which used to be a dirty word, had been around a long time. I remember in 2016, they said nationalist or nationalism.
Hitler.
It really means white supremacy.
Yeah.
Well, Rubio's not backing away from it. I feel like he shares our exasperation at this point, where he made it clear nationalism is the way forward. There's no door number two.
Well, people often
national
conflate.
security.
Oh, sorry, but I'll go to you right after this clip. But yes.
National security, which this conference is largely about, is not merely a series of technical questions. How much we spend on defense or where, how we deploy it, these are important questions. They are. But they are not the fundamental one. The fundamental question we must answer at the outset is, what exactly are we defending? Because armies do not fight for abstractions. Armies fight for a people. Armies fight for a nation. Armies fight for a way of life. And that is what we are defending. A great civilization that has every reason to be proud of its history, confident of its future, and aims to always be the master of its own economic and political destiny.
That's why the left can't stand what he said. A nation that has every reason to be proud. They'll go, what about slavery? You know who he's talking to there, right? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you're a history buff. It's not like Europe was immune to the perils of slavery. I don't know how much you guys have brushed up on history a little bit. He's saying we have the right to look out for the interests of our people. We would love for you to do the same thing, and then we can be brothers and sisters, but brothers, mind you, in arms. Good. That's setting the table. And sorry, Andrew, before the clip you were about to say.
I was just saying, conservatives have gotten much better at making the distinction between ultra-nationalism and nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've made it a less dirty word over time. What the left always did was conflated the two. It said ultra-nationalism means nationalism because they equivocate on everything because they're scumbags.
Right.
And that's what the whole point is. Rubio's saying, look, the United States is going to put its interests first.
Right.
And that's what nationalism is.
Yep.
And nationalists look at other nations and assume you're going to put the interests of your people first. They assume that. So there's nothing there which prevents cooperation, prevents anything like this. It's not an isolationist policy to be a nationalist. Right. It's always been insane.
Yeah, I would say promotes cooperation, because if you go into a negotiation assuming that the other party is thinking of their nation and, you know, at the utmost importance, then you know where you can start a negotiation.
Well, right. You have a presupposition between the two. The second you enter into the negotiation table, you're like, these people are trying to do what's best for their people. We're trying to do what's best for ours. They're assuming that back.
Well, think of like a neighborhood watch. Who do you think is going to be more effective? So your neighbors who are very family focused, where you know they have a central family unit. Their priority is going to be their family. Well, my priority is my family. Can we work together to make sure all of our families are safer, since that's what matters to us? You have a central set of values that are shared, and you can actually be allies. You can't do this if you don't know where people line up. For more proof, see Canada. They just used to say, well, we're the greatest friend the United States has ever had. Well, why? Why? What values does Canada share, Alberta notwithstanding? The truth is, right now, none. None whatsoever. Euthanasia. I mean, you look at on social issues, the silencing of the press, the silencing of political opposition, allying themselves with China. What values do we share with Canada? Well, we don't really know what their values are because it's all determined by a poll in a parliamentary system and scheming. So that's why this is so important for people to understand. And what's funny is the left will conflate nationalism with white or ultra-white nationalism. They'll conflate the two, act as though they are the same, but then somehow try and sell you that socialism and communism aren't the same thing. If you ask them to explain the difference, they really can't.
But they expect nuance for their positions, don't they?
Yeah.
Always. Oh, no. We're socialists, not communists.
Right.
No, we're heavy socialists.
Right.
No. We're leftists. We're progressives. They want nuance with every one of their positions, but grant you zero nuance for any of yours. You're like, wait a second. We're not talking about ultranationalism, which is putting and elevating the state above all other things. We have a tier for nationalism. It's God, family, nation. That's the tier. Yeah. Ultranationalism is nation and everything else.
Yeah.
The United States has never been an ultranationalist nation. Ever. It's never been.
No.
And the conservatives are not promoting that it needs to be. But there's no nuance allowed on our side, only on the left side.
No, that's absolutely right. And then there's no nuance allowed when they're like, oh yeah, socialism is what you name me. They're like, oh, Venezuela, we can't use that anymore. Bernie Sanders he actually used the USSR honeymoon there, can't use that anymore. Cuba, can't use that anymore. Then they go to entirely white Nordic nations with the population of New Hampshire. It's like, well, we can make socialism work like in Martha's Vineyard. Is that what you mean? You saw how they freaked out the second two brown people showed up.
Yeah, they're the happiest nations in the world with the highest suicide rates.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is, and you see this, you see this all the time, right? But it depends on the metrics, and then you ask them to define the metrics, and you realize it's all bullshit anyway.
Yeah, no, of course it is. That's why they have to just go to a new, and not to mention the Danish Prime Minister said, Bernie, stop saying we're not socialist, okay? Stop with that. We were built on free market economies. By the way, let's check it on the odds. This guy's running in 2028. Kalshi actually has.
He's got to be.
But Rubio is at the third highest now to win the 2028 election. You've got Vance, Newsom, and then Rubio. So that's amongst all.
Yeah. I think
not just the Republican primary.
Yeah, that's among everybody. That's insane to me. Listen, I think a Rubio type right now is needed in the next administration as well. He's in the vice presidential role, president, or states right where he is.
Yeah.
He is absolutely needed. He got something done there that I haven't seen in a while, and that's a standing ovation from people that don't.
Yeah.
He went in the Lions Den and got them to stand up and applaud.
Well, see, they were primed and ready to.
I agree with Gerald, but I got to see this. Andrew's shaking his head.
What? Uh-oh.
He's a terrible debater.
Rubio, that is true.
And he has a terrible stage presence for debates. And he's not getting that much better. I don't think he is. I think that Vance would crush him in open debates. I think that he would. And I think that Newsom would have a better presence than Rubio on a debate stage for the middle of the road people. So I'm not so convinced that Rubio is going to end up being your guy. I think that out of the viable candidates, it's way early.
Yes.
It's way early, but Rubio's never been able to strike himself out as a standout star. Anytime he's faced with the opposition, when the opposition can face him, he starts to crack.
He's been pretty good at the hearings, though. That's the thing. Now that he's been sitting there at the hearings, he answered those more effectively than honestly anyone in recent memory. Maybe RFK Jr., but that's just because he was so exhausted.
I think so. A couple years where he's like, his give a shit is kind of gone.
Yes. He was on the show, and I could tell. He was like, I don't know what you want me to say about these people. You can just see he's mentally checked out of trying to find common ground.
If he can find a stage when he's debating with his own party, he doesn't get kind of, because before they were just kind of back a little bit.
Yeah, he would.
If we can get this guy to where he can actually debate on the stage and give a presence, I think that would change his stars. But that's not the way it's been.
He just needs a boost in confidence. You know, you can just give him some Hulk hands. He'll feel good about it. This brings us to
his shoes.
Yeah.
Rubio's.
This brings us to the other person there in Munich who didn't fare so well. It's time for Deep Thoughts with Comrade Cortez. All right, here she is first. Declaring Rubio's speech an appeal to Western culture is something. Instead, we need an international class-based order. Watch, it's stupid.
Marco Rubio's speech was a pure appeal to Western culture.
Cool.
My favorite part was when he said that American cowboys came from Spain.
They did.
I believe the Mexicans and descendants of African enslaved peoples would like to have a word.
Okay.
They want to take this mantle of culture. At the end of the day, though, it is very thin. And so the response that we have to have is, again, it's material, it's class-based, it's common interest. A lot of what we talk about when we talk about a class-based internationalist perspective also means ending the hypocrisy towards the global south.
I think what we identify in a rules-based order, hypocrisy is vulnerability.
What?
And so I think what we are seeking is a return to a rules-based order that eliminates the hypocrisies around when too often in the West we'd look the other way for inconvenient populations to act out these paradoxes.
Okay, so everything that she just said was nonsense. I don't even know how to address the last part. But she said cowboys. I think Mexican might want a word. Cowboys did originate from Spain. So vaca is Spanish for cow. Spanish is from Spain, and the Spaniards brought Spanish to Mexico in 1519, along with, by the way, cows and horses. So I don't know if she understood. They hadn't domesticated these animals. There were no cowboys. They were kicking people's heads around as soccer balls in Mexico. So she's like, I think Mexico would like a word. Do you mean a word in the language of their conquerors? Does someone want to tell AOC where Mexico gets their Mex from?
This stuff's made in New York City? New York City? Get a roll.
Well, seems a little
the whole thing is that it's not cowboys, it's vaquero.
Right.
And that comes from vaca. It's a Spanish word. The whole thing, cowboy comes from Spanish.
It's one of the most popular cowboy action pistols, right? The Ruger Vaquero.
But we got to work on your Marxist decoder ring. So what she said is coherent from a Marxist lens.
All right.
So she's looking at everything from a strictly class and materialistic base. And she's claiming that people who are not looking at everything from a materialist base, but are still living as though they do, are hypocrites.
Yeah.
That's what the lens is showing.
Sure.
But you have to look at it through a purely materialistic lens, which is how all Marxist philosophy works.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, but I still don't get it.
Well, you're not. Well, you're not. It is, to be completely fair, objectively fucking stupid.
Yes, no,
it's just that the point is like from that worldview, the strictly materialist worldview, everything's reduced to class.
Right.
It can't be reduced any other way.
Well, and to the global south. So apparently we're.
Well, that's good because she's an expert in the global south because she's got a little bit of Hispanic hair somewhere. Well, not really, but kind of. I mean, I don't know how you count necessarily Puerto Ricans, but she whined about the U.S. taking out Maduro and also messed up some geography.
We look at what happened in Venezuela, for example.
Venezuela.
It is not a. It is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just
the whole world puts a
because
bounty on
nations
him.
below the equator.
And
And
so even though everything else was really stupid, fact, but you may agree with her opinion, Venezuela is indeed not below the equator.
Oh, what? Not even a part of it.
Oh, shoot. I don't even like that last little part that juts south. Nope.
Thing is like, isn't she the hypocrite now? Because from her view, the materialist conditions, we went in to change the materialist conditions of the classes inside of Venezuela.
Right.
So the whole point is that sort of intervention is Marxist. Like, she doesn't even understand her own philosophy.
No, well, she doesn't understand how people are walking upright. Because
That's
difficult.
She's a bartender, doesn't even know where the bottom shelf is.
Well, she also doesn't fully understand the concept of Taiwan because here's her greatest answer of all.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a very long-standing policy.
Is it?
She
posted this?
What we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point, and we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Yeah, and she wanted to say, by the way, I'm not an expert. Oh, really?
Andrew, does that need decoding too? Because I just think she's a stupid person.
Well, hang on.
No, I won't.
Hang on.
See? I told
This is the problem too with the left, right? We talk about nuance, but they'll go, "You're being reductive." That's right.
Yeah.
In this case, it's like this is the problem with people acting as though everything has nuance, because in the left you can get away with not giving an actual answer. You can get away with not giving an actual answer on when human life begins. They have no answer for it. You can get away with not giving an answer on, hey, what is a woman, what is a man? They've never had an answer for it. You can get away with not giving an answer on, does Taiwan exist?
Yeah.
Like, that trips them up.
There's not a decoder ring for that one.
Right. Well, I mean, I get this criticism a lot. I think it's totally fair. So, because I debate so many different people with so many different ideologies, I want to really understand their worldview.
Of course.
So, anytime I hear them talk, I always think of everything from their worldview. And so I'll be explaining this to a friend like you or Gerald or other people, and they'll be like, yeah, that's all great, Andrew, but also they're fucking stupid communists. And I'm just like, that's true. Sometimes I wonder if it's not the case that I should just be like, yeah, that.
Yeah, that pretty much.
It's a simplest.
Well, I will say this. I try and do that too. With AOC, it is an exercise in futility.
True.
Because she has no idea what she actually believes. The only thing consistent is that she's completely inconsistent. Now, what is
Flashcards?
Yeah, pretty much. Like Marlon Brando, that was his method acting. He's like, I want it to be spontaneous. I'm like, he's a brilliant talent. This next one. This I understand. I understand because you need to think of it this way. When you go logically, this makes no sense. Correct. But to the left, freedom of the press is measured through how left the press is. Period. That's it. So this next lady, she's from Estonia, Kaja Kallas. She is the VP of the European Commission. She actually decided to take a jab at Rubio because, I don't know if you know this, but these other countries, they have far more press freedom. I will, of course, disabuse of that notion afterward, but hear it straight from the horseface mouth.
When we listened to Marco Rubio yesterday, he did say we need Europe to help the United States save the West.
Not what
so
he
my
said.
question is, who needs saving from who? And How did you interpret that speech yesterday?
For me, every time I hear this European bashing, it's very in fashion right now.
Is it more
So
fashion than American
I'm
fashion?
thinking of what is the alternative, and really, I mean, all the best or good things that we have gotten from Europe, and all the good things that Europe actually presents. When I go
Do something this
around
century.
the world, I see countries looking at us because we are representing the values that still are high. I mean, we are pushing humanity forward and trying to defend human rights and all this, which is actually bringing also prosperity for people. So that's why it's
Estonia is
very
bringing
hard for me
prosperity?
to believe these accusations. Coming from a country that is number 2 in the press freedom index, hearing criticism regarding press freedom coming from a country that is 58 on this list, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. And here's what I love about the mask being off is the left used to throw out these talking points, and now it has no credibility. For example, they would say, oh, the United States is ranked below Colombia and Cuba for healthcare.
Right.
So the press index that she's referring to, under Biden, we were 55, so slightly higher than now. Anyone want to make the argument that the press was more free when doctors were being deplatformed during COVID?
It was more left, according, like you said.
Exactly.
Biden was doing everything for them, the sweetheart of Europe.
That's exactly what it is. So let me tell you exactly what she's saying. Links, of course, references always available, link in the description. It comes from Reporters Without Borders, the RSF Press Freedom Index. Key fact number 1, the results are entirely based on a subjective questionnaire given to hand-picked individuals in left-wing industries. So journalism, academia, right, research, human rights advocates, which of course they even pick what kind of human rights are deemed permissible to defend. Number 2.
Oh, so liars.
Yes,
Yeah,
liars.
pretty much.
A bunch of liars.
Number 2, RSF's their decision-making panel is full of hard left-wing ideologues. So Thibault Brutin is the RSF general director, wrote this article titled, "On the field of ruins that is the election of Donald Trump, the news media must rethink their role." Also, he's a candlestick. Another key fact, the RSF is almost entirely funded by left-wing institutions and NGOs, like, but not limited to, the European Union, the French government, George Soros' Open Societies Foundation, the National Endowment for Democracy. And let's look and say, okay, so they have us ranked 58th right now. All right, we can look at the other countries who are ranked above the United States, right? More freedom of the press. Let's look at her country, ranked number 2, Estonia. They recently updated their hate speech laws to be much wider in scope.
The fact that they have them in the first place.
Before that, hate speech had to be directed at a single individual. Now the law can be applied to any threats toward public order, to be clear. So you can be jailed, to be clear, for speech that's just generalized. And of course, that is the guidelines left to follow in the press. Let's look at number 4. Sweden on that list. More freedom of the press than the United States. 2024, a man who burned the Quran was convicted of incitement against an ethnic group. Also, his co-defendant was murdered.
Ugh.
Ireland, more free press. More free press than the You should wish you had press like us. They have unbelievably strict hate speech laws, defined as any communication that is made public with the intention or likelihood of being threatening or abusive and likely to stir up hatred against people because of their race, color, nationality, religion, ethnic or national origin, or membership of the traveler community, gypsies.
Yeah.
Sexual orientation.
I was like, what is this? You can't talk about the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants without going to jail?
Quick! The pants! They're getting away!
What about the fact that the whole thing started with a lie? The question was actually a lie. She claims, Rubio says that we need Europe to save the West. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He literally said, we don't need you, we'll go it alone if we need to.
Yeah.
But it would be great if we had a cooperation. So starts with a complete lie,
Yep.
and then the other chick builds off the lie.
Right.
That's what they do. They start always with the supposition of a complete and total lie.
Right. No, you're
Every
absolutely
time.
right. By the way, in Ireland, a truck driver was charged with inciting hatred for posting online. Migrants were here to rape women and children. He posted that online. Charged with inciting hatred. Let's go to, by the way, we are ranked right below, or 2 spots below, Sierra Leone. They're ranked above the USA. I don't know if you know this. What Noodle
I
facts?
was just gonna say, research just sent in. We're correct. It was one below. She misspoke.
Oh, she said 58,
Yes.
but we're 57. So we are ranked one below.
Lied again.
So the United States, one below Sierra Leone.
Oh, wrong color.
Journalists are murdered regularly over there. I mean, let's just
so
2026, journalists fled the country after the government harassed them for reporting on this Dutch drug kingpin connected to the president. In 2023, a Canadian journalist was killed
So get
under
in the
incredibly
fucking car,
suspicious
dude.
circumstances covering an attempted coup. From 96 to 2002, 15 journalists were killed covering their civil war. This is the place where Blood Diamond was set, for God's sake.
Oh, that's right.
CIA.
They're ranked higher than us on this list. It no longer has any credibility. Think about it. Even if you really don't like the U.S., even if you don't like that X allows people to criticize anybody so people go to Blue Sky, okay, even if you don't like that CNN and MSNBC is now MS Now because Lou Gehrig's Tomorrow was taken, if you don't like that their ratings are in the crapper, people here still have the choice. I don't think there is any press that denigrates their president more than the American press. I don't think it exists. People certainly aren't being murdered. I mean, dozens and dozens as a country that is ranked above us. Can you objectively look at that and go, okay, we no longer can give this list any credence? And we did a test of how free the press really is around the world, which brings us to our on-the-ground correspondent, Thomas Finnegan, who went to and is live from Egypt. Let's go.
What the fuck? Why is it upside down now? What? It's so fucking dumb, bro.
Thomas Finnegan, how are you, sir? Oh boy.
Hi, Steven. Fuck.
Cut it, Tim.
So
And the silver lining here is, like Andrew pointed out and Josh, they were talking about that, it was based on a lie. All of this is based on a lie. I know that I was raised in Canada. Okay, I'm American, I was raised in Canada. I've buried relatives because of socialized healthcare. It is awful. I remember watching people extol the virtues of Canadian healthcare and seeing that film from Michael Moore, Sicko, right, where Cuba was ranked above the United States. So she's talking about the RSF's Freedom of the Press Index. You can now take this, check it out, apply it to of these topics. For 2019, they had the healthiest countries index. Bloomberg ranked Cuba higher than the United States. Yes, the place where an entire month's salary may be able to buy you a bar of soap. The 2025 Global Peace Index, they ranked the United States 128th. Global Peace Index. Lower than Honduras? South Africa?
This fucking bro.
You may say, hey, the United States is not perfect. But are we more violent and civil war torn than Honduras? Do you think you're safer than a South African farmer?
I think they forgot to put the U.S. on these lists.
Yeah.
And they got down to like, oh shoot, we forgot America.
Yeah.
Just submit like 128.
Right. Rwanda is 91.
What? Really? Yeah. We ranked below Rwanda?
Significant.
Also below Cuba. Wow, some of these places are.
But Trump is thinking about jailing journalists.
Yes, correct. No. I don't know if you know this. He should take notes from these other countries ranked far above us.
Can you imagine if Sierra Leone had an Alex Jones?
I have no idea.
We must do something about the blood.
The frogs are good. I don't know enough about the Sierra Leone. I know the Sierra Leone Club, but those are basically just people. Or no, the Sierra Club. Never mind.
It's a
not
different
Sierra
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
That's where they just go out and hug trees and shit.
I'm sure they don't do that in Sierra Leone.
No, probably not. They don't have trees. They use them all.
Probably have.
Yeah, they don't care about clear cutting. It's like, is it useful? Take all of it. Burn it.
It's always built into the definitions too, how they define these various things through these various UN and NGO organizations. And you start to look at how they define things and you realize, oh, I see, that's why it's all bullshit.
Right. Yeah,
I see what that's why it's all bullshit.
The healthcare index didn't measure mortality rates, amount of treatments, innovation. It was just self-reported satisfaction. Well, you think in Cuba with an AK at their head, they're going to say, you know what, we probably could do a little bit better. Like, it cost me 3 months' salary to get penicillin.
I wonder if they define hate speech as being part of freedom of press. I bet they do. I bet they say you can't slander people, otherwise that's not real press freedom. And it's like, well, okay, but in the United States, you can call Trump the Cheeto man, say the most horrible things about him that you want to say.
Yeah,
totally legal.
You can call Charlie Kirk a Nazi. That's what they did. And that brings us actually to this next story. where there's a man here, well, French student. Unfortunately, he was murdered. So he was murdered. This happened Thursday. 23-year-old French student. Quentin is how is it? Quentin Deranque. I know how you would pronounce the second. I'm doing it French Canadian. People in France can correct me. He was, and before it's a heartbreaking story, and it mirrors what you guys lived in real time. But I think a lot of people have moved on from too quickly when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And we went from, but he kind of deserved it, and people trotted out the lies, to desecrating, vandalizing every single memorial in a major city. It was either spit on, you had protesters, you had people destroying it. And we moved on from that, where I think it was way too fast. You need to understand that these people, meaning the left, they want you dead. They will justify it once you're dead. They'll say that they aren't, but they will, because they'll say, well, maybe if he hadn't, burned a Quran. Okay, then you scale it back. Maybe if he hadn't insulted anybody, let's scale it back. Maybe if his dog hadn't done a Nazi salute, let's scale it back. Maybe if he hadn't sit down on a campus and would listen to anyone willing to take the microphone, including to insult him. It's always, look, of course it's never acceptable, but you shouldn't be doing X, Y, Z. Well, in this case, French student, and I'll get to the media coverage thereafter, he was beaten to death by French Antifa, basically.
Tensions between the far right and hard left in France are at boiling point after the death of a young man in Lyon. The 23-year-old, known as
And by the way, we'll blur it, but I understand that this can be disturbing.
He later died from his injuries. Activists from the far-right women's group Nemesis were protesting against a University of France hard-left MEP Rima Hassan from the party France Unbowed. According to the Nemesis collective, Canton was part of the security team responsible for ensuring their safety. The family's lawyer stated that Canton was a mathematics student and was not a security guard or a member of any security service.
So he died 2 days later, to be clear, but this is them beating him, not resisting. Now, let me make this really clear, and then I'll give you the clips and all the references. This was not somebody who was part of far-right anything. This is somebody who would be a part of what you would consider in the United States, moderate right. And these people weren't far left. You can't fit a pencil between them and the mainstream liberalism, leftism in Europe, or even really the Democrat Party, just to be clear. So they'll say, these are far right, far left. No, there is no fringe left. You cannot find a single member of a national head of the leftist party in that country, or in the United States. Take every single member of the DNC at a national level. There's nothing about them that is moderate. Abortion up until and including birth period, censorship and removal of speech, all of it, as radical as it gets. I'll tell you what this guy believed. So, who he was protecting a there. It was called Collective Nemesis. The French media describes them as far right. They write, they bear the name of the Greek goddess of vengeance and specialize in direct action. Created in 2019, the Nemesis Collective, which identifies as feminist, consistently blames immigrants and Muslims for sexual violence. That would be terrible if immigrants and Muslims weren't committing the lion's share of sexual violence. By the way, I didn't realize we went late. You can go and watch Andrew Crucible on YouTube, the extravaganza here on Rumble, 5 p.m. Eastern every night. And if you're not a member, hey, we're going to continue on Rumble Premium here. We're going to play Pokemon Racial Slur. You can click that button, join up, or if not, you're going to go on to Tim Pool, and we will earn your viewership tomorrow. Here are the radical right-wing extremists in their own words.
Nous sommes la génération sommée de se taire lorsque ces agresseurs ne plaisent pas à nous toutes, Oser le féminisme ou Caroline de Haas.
Nous sommes la génération de Claire, violée par un centrafricain sous OQTF. Nous sommes la génération de Luna, petite suédoise.
They were quite a bit different from our feminists. You guys notice?
Went to the fucking gun van, and the dude had no fucking no guns. What a piece of shit. Fucking queer. Okay. What time is it? 1:36, and my nose itches. Lord. Good Lord. Smoking that Gucci good. That Gucci gang good. I think I'm all out. I'm all out for now. Ugh. Yeah, unfortunately my Puffco is my Puffco stopped working and I gotta replace a part. So I got this thing in the meantime.
It's another day. Just like yesterday was another day. Like tomorrow won't be
Lemonade. Only if it's raspberry lemonade. Or strawberry. Raspberry. Razzleberry. It's got some layer cake, live resin, nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a tolerance break for a couple days. Today is the 18th, so I got the 19th. That's my birthday, so I think I'm gonna get some re-up then. Hopefully get a discount. A disco count. think you just stuff its mouth or something. I'm a Pisces. Pisces snuck up on February. Yeah, I got a cat. Force. Man, I bought fish dicks like a fucking couple weeks ago and I ate some and then I had to throw the rest out. Fucking sometimes fish sticks are gross. Biden, why would anyone vote for Biden? I don't think he's running, kid. What the fuck is that? Looks like some goo. I don't know why I came all the way to the goddamn facility. There's nothing here. I gotta go back to the nightclub and collect my money. If you want to trigger him, just say something bad about Trump. Trigger who? Trump's a loser. Wow, that was amazing. I'm fucking triggered. I gotta leave, guys. Fucking triggered, man. Yo, man. Fucking triggered. Don't fucking trigger me anymore, bitch. Don't you ever trigger me again. Or it'll be your fucking, it'll be your life. It'll be your life to pay. Don't you ever trigger me again, boy. Don't you ever trigger me, boy. Trigger this. You want to trigger a psychopath? Do it. See how that plays out for you, boy. Now you're welcome to join me. But this is what's gonna happen to you. Keep playing around with the wrong haystack. You get the needle, boy. Like a psychopath. I thought you wanted to trigger me, boy. You got it. You gonna get it, boy. Say something about Trump now. Yeah. You brought it out of me. You're gonna get rimmed because of you hating on Trump, boy. And that's gonna be your punishment. Nice. Is that what you'd like to do to Trump? That's what I'm gonna do to you, boy. I know you're very supple. I'm not gay. Hey man, you could have fooled me. You were talking about Biden and shit. Thought you was a chimo as well. Who's 8? I'm 9. Anyways, you don't got much substance, do you? You ain't got the minerals. Nice comeback, bro. That was epic. You ain't got the minerals. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna have to steal that one. Running all the time away. I hate these fucking missions, they're so boring. Especially the game. Cool, I can't do a fucking quick GPS for this shit. And I'm on the wrong bridge. It's not fucking remote. Missing posters. Jeremiah. Please tell me what music mix is playing. It's called Gotta Keep Pushing Myself on YouTube.
The power to save lives is within you.
No, it's
Donate
not.
plasma and get paid for your time.
Liars.
Tell me why.
You already know how it ends.
Well then, start from the beginning.
In Vampire Survivors, how to obtain the Crimson Shroud, and which character should I use on which stage?
To obtain the Crimson Shroud, you must evolve the Laurel weapon by fully leveling it and 2 passive items. How to obtain? 1. Unlock the yellow sign. You must first acquire this relic from the Holy Forbidden stage to see the hidden passive items on your map. 2. Gather ingredients. In any stage, collect the Laurel weapon and the 2 hidden floor items, Metaglio left and Metaglio right. 3. Max levels. Upgrade the Laurel to level 8 and both Metaglio pieces to level 9. 4. Evolve. Open a treasure chest dropped by a boss after the 10-minute mark to transform the laurel into the Crimson Shroud. Best character and stage. Stage Inlaid Library is the easiest because it is a linear horizontal hallway, making it simple to the Metaglio pieces without getting lost.
Which fucking character,
Pugnala Provola is excellent due to her high movement speed and scaling damage. Alternatively, Red Death, if unlocked, provides the speed needed to reach the distant floor items quickly. Would you like me to look up how to unlock the yellow sign or the Holy Forbidden stage?
Pungala. I don't have a bitch. Wait, no, I do have that. I have Pungala. Good. On the library stage. should zip up now.
the water, the sun, the moon and the stars, the planets and the entities, all living things. Let me share your power.
What's so special about Shake Shack's cooking?
It's actual cooking.
Today
today's special, the K-Shack fried chicken sandwich. Only at Qdoba.
I'm just trying to walk alone.
Every day I wake up and I feel that today is another day. Just like yesterday was another day. Like tomorrow.
5 of them. We got 5 of them.
Thank
Whether you're looking for service on your existing garage door or opener, or you need a replacement, call Dave's Garage Doors, where our dedication to old-fashioned value and workmanship ensures your complete satisfaction. On each visit, we'll completely check your system and make any minor repairs and adjustments. For any make or model, trust Dave's Garage Doors, serving the Portland, Salem, Vancouver area since 1981. We're big enough to count, but small enough to care.
Power Crunch. Light cookie crunch. Enriched with protein. This is protein worth craving. Power Crunch. Protein worth craving.
hated as a kid. My sister's still young, I hate to see her face blue. Though we can't control the rest, one thing will always be true. This was a home once, where we found our way over the golden age. This was a home once, where my life began, where life moved on. This was a home once. This was a home once.
Treasure chest. Did I unlock the fucking Crimson Shroud finally? It's the Crimson Shroud! I finally unlocked the Crimson Shroud! Oh my god! Oh, I finally got it! I got the Crimson Shroud. That means I unlocked a new character. And then we're not that great of items this time. Then you need to fully upgrade any of these items. Except for the mortal. GPS machine. I am the infinite corridor. I am the crimson shroud. Oh, fucking. They're everywhere. There's nowhere to walk. Fucking nowhere to walk. Crimson Shroud, bitch. Some fucking smoke, bitch. I'm the fucking Crimson Shroud. You don't fuck around with the Crimson Shroud, you fuck. You wanna fuck with the Crimson Shroud, bitch? You wanna fuck with me? Kill your ass. So like, kill your butt. Shroud, boy. I killed him? I killed his ass. What? I killed him. Alright, that was pretty good. I got the Crimson Shroud. Life is over with. I fucking graduated life. W. We got that Crimson Shroud. Game over, girl. I guess the chat is froze. I gotta restart my stream.